Of course, there's the main course, but I think everybody loves holidays because you get to try so many different kinds of dessert. And we're really lucky today to have confectionery curator Jessica Wright, who is the owner of Simple Sweets. And she's going to tell us, maybe she can tell us some secrets about making these phenomenal desserts. Maybe she can tell us how to make them, a little easier for the holidays because everybody wants things that are, a little easier to make during the holidays. But anyway, Jessica, thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello, Maria. How are you? Thank you so
Good.
much for having me.
And thank you. So, Jessica, tell us, I've heard so much about Simple Sweets and I saw your wonderful website online. And so, when did you first start Simple Sweets?
Wow. So I started Simple Sweets back in 2015.
Uh-huh.
Simple Sweets actually started as an event planning company called Moments to Remember. Being a single mother of two, I was brainstorming, well, a single mother of two working full time and still trying to find a way to finance a certain type of lifestyle for my children because they do international travel. They were and still are involved in all these amazing programs. So I needed an additional stream of income. So I came up with Moments to Remember, which started off as an event planning company. It took off without a hitch. It was at the prime time where dessert displays were the big thing.
Mhm.
They were trending. So I had to muster up the courage to be able to curate these desserts. And once I began, I started to enjoy it. And I did more research, I did more study. I tried new things and I enjoyed it so much that I decided to hone in on that part of my craft
Uh-huh.
and kind of ditch the event planning portion.
How about that? So yeah, so you really got more into the dessert. And I think that is really something admirable how you're saying that, you wanted to give your kids this lifestyle. You weren't sure how you were going to do it, and you actually, you took the time to do this company, and it sounds like it's something that you really love. I mean, you can see it in the desserts that you do, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Every event is a new opportunity to challenge myself.
So, what would you say is the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur? Because that's also part of your, you do the creating, but unfortunately, I know I don't like I like it, but I'd rather be just this creative person. But we have to deal with these entrepreneurial things too. What would you say is the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
Finding balance. Finding balance. I still work a 9 to 5. I work for the National Education Association,
Uh-huh.
which is a union for teachers.
Uh-huh.
And with the unforeseen times that we're dealing with,
Hmm.
we are super busy. My
Wow.
business is my Simple Sweets is full time.
Uh-huh.
I'm usually executing 3 to 4 events a week and being a mommy full time. So it's just finding that balance and
Mhm.
making sure no area of your life is being neglected.
Exactly. Well, yes, that's definitely, I would have to agree with you. They are definitely. So tell us, what recipe is there like a recipe or a specific dessert you feel like, wow, that's what you're most proud of or your favorite, I guess.
Ooh, every time I create something, I have to step back and say, "Wow, you did this. You did this." And the feedback that I get from my followers and supporters is confirmation that I'm continuously leveling up. Something that I've always stayed away from, and I promised myself that I would never do, is
Uh-huh.
make cake. Of recently, I started to make the strawberry crunch cake,
Mm-hmm.
which is trending.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as soon as I posted the cake, it took off. I
Oh,
started making 5 cakes a week.
oh my
Um,
goodness. Wow.
and there's not much design required, but leveling a cake is a serious challenge. So the fact that I did that, I had to pat myself on the back. So I would probably say making a cake and leveling it out.
Uh-huh. Could understand why you're getting all those orders because the luscious pictures on your website, you just go really hungry when you look at your website. You want to order everything. So, do you have any special desserts that you plan on making for Thanksgiving or Christmas or the holidays, the upcoming holidays?
Everyone loves the dessert shooters. They're
Uh-huh.
these mini cups.
Mhm.
They come in a variety of flavors. So I offer strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cheesecake, key lime cheesecake. As of Thanksgiving last year, I started to offer sweet potato cheesecake.
Mhm.
It's amazing. This year, I'm going to prepare potato cheesecake
Mhm.
shooters.
Mhm.
And then I'll also do cake sickles.
Oh, well, I could see how they would be popular. And the shooters, they're the small, like a small little, right? Like a small little cup kind of.
Small little cup, just enough to please your
I
palate. Now,
was
if you
just
want,
going to say, exactly. Yes, that's what I was going to say. I could see why they would be popular for the holidays too, because it's just enough to please your palate. And if you want a little bit more, at least you have just that, it's not like you're eating this gigantic piece. It's a little and it's enough to please your palate, and you can certainly probably try all the flavors. Do you have a most requested item that you find people ordering the most?
recently it has been cake sickles. Everyone loves cake pops, of course. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're the cutest thing. I don't offer cake pops because I'm really big on design. Cake
Uh-huh.
pops don't allow for me to offer as much design as I would like. So
Right.
I offer cake sickles, and cake sickles are shaped like a popsicle,
Oh, okay.
and they're on a popsicle stick, but
Uh-huh.
it's actually cake.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the
Okay.
concept is the same as a cake pop, a lot larger, and then I can add all the elements and designs that will be cohesive to your event.
Oh, okay. I see. Wow, that's really interesting. Very, very unique. So, do you have any ideas, being the confectionery curator that you are, and as we were talking before, do you have anything you can tell people about? Because it sounds like you created, wow, you came up with all this company and these wonderful ideas for all these lovely desserts and things. So if somebody wants to create a dessert, because I know we were talking and you said that right now, people can only order your desserts if they're in your local area, which is
Yes,
understandable because we don't want to compromise the beautiful designs. But you did say you travel, right?
I do travel. I am
Yeah.
willing.
Yeah. So if people, let's say, can't get you to send your desserts, because obviously if they're far away they can't, do you have any suggestions that people can make for a dessert that maybe looks, there's some things they can do that look like something nice and special, but it's not going to really stress them out, especially for somebody that might just, they don't have your experience, they're not a professional chef. Do you have any suggestions for any kind of desserts or something maybe they can put together a little quickly, or that's not going to stress them out for the holidays?
I do.
Uh-huh.
I would say the dessert cups, the dessert
Uh-huh.
shooters. And you can go big or small with those,
Mm-hmm.
depending on, the appetites of your guests.
Yes,
Also, I would suggest chocolate covered strawberries.
that's a great idea.
Absolutely. You can't go wrong with those. And you can get a little fancy. You can buy these little pipettes
Mm-hmm.
um, for offline, like from Amazon or something. And
Uh-huh.
you can take the pipettes and you can squeeze alcohol into them.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Hmm.
can insert that into the strawberry. So, you
Wow.
know, you can do virgin strawberries or you can do infused strawberries and take it up a notch since it is the holidays.
Yes, definitely. Wow, that's a great idea. Yeah, you can never go wrong with chocolate covered strawberries. And I guess you can also choose the type of chocolate that you want to do, right? You can maybe have a variety if you want to use different types of chocolates. because there's so many different chocolates out there also. And boy, that's a great idea. And with the infusing them with some type of an alcohol, that's a great idea. And that's definitely non-stressful.
And then
So
even if you want to get a little bit fancy with it, you want to offer the virgin or the alcohol infused, get the
uh
kids involved. Crush up some nuts, have some marshmallows. You
Ooh,
can have some
yep, that sounds
mini
I was just
questions.
gonna ask you because I know, somebody that, actually my production intern told me something about I don't know if you said do you get your kids involved or something in sometimes in cooking or helping with your stuff, or do your kids ever help you?
I try to. I try to. My daughter is 15, my son is 12, and they have their own social lives. So
Yes.
more than anything, my son will come in and check on me, and he'll say, "Mom, you're doing a great job." My daughter is like she goes to Duke Ellington,
Uh-huh,
School for Performing Arts. So between her dance schedule and her academic schedule
uh-huh,
and her social life, she really
uh-huh,
doesn't have the time to help mommy. But
uh-huh.
sometimes she will help with fondant work.
Oh, okay, that's great. I was gonna say, yeah, if it's probably not necessarily something they are really into, they're probably not going to, but that's good. So that's that part of it, the fondant, then she really probably really enjoys doing. So that's great. So yeah, so you were starting to give some suggestions about having kids do things, and I know so adding marshmallows and crushed nuts, I guess even like the colored sprinkles and
Fresh cookies.
that's
Um, you can do white chocolate, milk chocolate. You can do dark chocolate.
mhm,
Melt down some caramel and dip your strawberries in there, and just make it a little fun. It
mhm.
doesn't have to be so much pressure behind it.
Exactly. And that's a great easy thing to do with kids. Really easy, and it's something to get the kids involved with, especially during the holidays. So tell us about, I know you do offer for, especially because as we were saying, people can't unfortunately get your desserts if they're not in your local area, but you do have virtual classes, right?
I do have virtual classes. So usually my classes are in person, about 10 to 15 students. But again, we're dealing with a pandemic. So now I'm offering virtual classes.
Uh-huh.
And I still do offer in-person classes, but
Uh-huh.
the max is 3 students.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you do have, yep. So you do have the in person. I forgot. They're still in, people are still able to do, right, the just small amounts of in-person classes. But yes, you do virtual. So, and there, tell us about those. So are those dessert classes, like people learn to make different kinds of desserts or?
So it depends on the need of the
Mhm.
student. I have some individuals who are already dessert curators, and now they're at the point where they want to learn how to use fondant.
Uh-huh.
So I'll give them a lesson on how to work with fondant, the best brands, and then we'll go over things like business development, marketing strategies, things of
Mhm.
that nature. If you're coming in with no experience, we'll talk about melting chocolate, dipping techniques. We may play around a little in fondant. We may talk about your social media influence, how to start building a brand, what is your niche, who is your public,
Mhm.
who's your following, those
Yeah.
type of things. So it's not the structure of the class is not set in stone. It's based
Yes.
on the need
On
of.
the need. And it sounds like if somebody, yes, so if somebody wants to start their own some type of a dessert company, so that's great. Yes, so it can be just like you said, depending on their need, it can be just desserts or desserts and all the business stuff around that, which is great also. So people can do that. So Jessica, I have actually I ask everybody this question, think that food has just plays such a special role in everybody's life. And I know it does in yours because of what you created, just because of, your idea was a way to give your kids the lifestyle that they wanted. But you're also kind of, it's also even though I know it sounds like lots and lots of hard work and time you put into it, but I can tell you really love what you're doing. So tell me, what does food mean to you?
It's so sad, but to a certain capacity, food means self-care.
Yes. Well, it's not really sad. That's what it is. It actually is. It is self-care. Exactly. Exactly. That's great. So, Jessica, do you have anything else you'd like to share? Let everybody know where they can find you if they are in your area, your website and how they can order your desserts or maybe virtual classes.
Absolutely. So to place orders, to sign up for a virtual class, to just take a look into my lookbook and see what we have going on at Simple Sweets, you can check out my website, which is www.simplesweetsdc.com. Also, to place an order, if you have any questions, you can email me at simple.sweets.dc@gmail.com. Check out my Instagram, which is _simple_sweets. Shoot me a message. Most businesses say don't DM me. You can DM me. I don't have a problem with that. I'm pretty responsive. It usually takes less than 24 hours, max 24 hours. Also, again, I am willing to travel for those who are out of state and want to book my services. And in 2021, I am going to start offering business and entrepreneurship classes for
Oh,
those individuals who have the desire to become entrepreneurs, to start a business, but they don't know where to start and
mhm,
they haven't really figured out their niche. I can
exactly.
help you. So 2021, I am going to start offering those classes.
That's great. So stay tuned to your website, correct? People can take a look at your website. That's great. That's great. Jessica, thank you so much and have a great holiday season. I'm sure you will with all these desserts. So, well, I guess you might not be able to enjoy it as much as everybody else, right?
I'll be working. I'll be working.
Right, exactly. I know. Tell me about it. But yes, you're working, but everybody else will get the benefit because they'll be able to enjoy the holidays that much more. Thank you so much, Jessica Wright, confectionery curator of simplesweets.com.